Hi, Sally.
Hey, it's so nice to see you again.
Honestly, I haven't done a live for so long, so this is really nice. I'm very pleased to have this opportunity. And yeah, so Sally and I, along with Andrea Foyen, are going to do this day in February. Um, and but I didn't realize just how much Sally's trained in, and um, she came along to my Ho'oponopono day
Yeah,
back, what was that, October, I think.
yeah,
And it was such a lovely day. And
yeah,
unexpectedly, Andrea was there with her bowls as well and said, would you like to have a session after lunch of the sound bowls, which was just beautiful. It just tuned in. And while I did the meditation for Ho'oponopono, she did the sound bowls while I spoke.
yeah.
It was just lovely, wasn't it?
It was. It really was a gorgeous day.
And so
Yeah,
then talking with Sally, obviously she's trained as a qualified and accredited trauma-informed woman somatic coach
yeah,
devoted to empowering women to become who they're truly meant to be, a gifted psychic and channel for Mary Magdalene, Sally guides others to deepen their connection with spirit, awaken their intuition, and embody their feminine wisdom.
yeah,
Honestly, but in talking to you, there's so much more, but trauma is what really interests me as well,
yeah,
because you just don't realize how much trauma. So even
yeah.
yesterday, I lost my baby dog, Monty. He was gone for an hour and a half.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know what goes through your mind in 5 minutes, let alone an
Yeah,
hour and a half?
yeah.
And I'm not saying that's not, well, at the time it felt like
Oh
major
my
trauma. I
goodness.
mean, I literally had to stop 2 or 3 times and think to breathe,
Yeah,
and bring myself back to grounded, because there's Joe, bless him. I know what he's thinking, and he said he could be stuck in the water. He's got a leg caught. Then I saw the foam in the river, and it's white, the same color
yeah,
as Monty. My God, he's right. Just incredible. So just something like that. And
yeah,
then I came back and just really sat down, calmed down, and went into Ho'oponopono, thinking more, just to clear myself of that, because we don't realize how much these things affect us.
yeah, yeah. I mean that's exactly it. So trauma, people think of trauma as like real massive things like plane crashes or like
Exactly,
massive
which it
things,
is, of
which of
course.
course it is. But trauma is anything that's made us feel dysregulated in the absence of a sympathetic bystander. So all the things that happen to us, if you think back through your day, all those things that happen to us, if we haven't got somebody who's gonna be sympathetic and acknowledge what we've been through in that day, that gets, I like to visualize it like it gets bottled up somewhere in us, like these little bottles. And as we carry on through life, these little bottles get added to and added to, and then one day, it happens sometimes with people who come start meditation, the lids of the bottles are gradually starting to come off, and that's when that trauma can finally be released. But the idea is, with being a trauma informed coach, and I'm a somatic coach, the idea is, because this trauma is stored in the body, there are little tools and techniques we can do and incorporate into our lives every day to sort of take the lid off at the end of every day so that it doesn't build up, and so that we don't have a big trigger, then suddenly we have this deluge. The idea is we manage it. It's a bit like, not that I actually do it, you're supposed to clear your searches or something on your computer or something. I never do it, but it's a little, I didn't even know you're meant to do it, but so my husband does it, hopefully for me. But it's a bit like that, really. And it's about, I suppose, clearing your energies to enable you to be embedded in yourself, and to have that anchor within you. That's, in a nutshell, that's a massive, not even a nutshell, that's a giant case full of nuts. It is what it's about, really.
The thing
Yeah,
is, you're an empath and
yes,
I'm an empath.
yes,
And I expect many people that are seeing this will be empaths. And
yeah,
so we take everything on very
yes,
deeply.
yes.
So, yeah, what does somatic mean?
Somatic's all to do with the body. So what's interesting is that counselling goes so far, and meditation or having a reading goes so far, but unless you do a physical practice to remove and release that trauma and acknowledge it in your body, then release it, it's still going to stay there. The little dregs, you know, I always like to think of it that trauma are those little strands that remain after you've had counselling. And these are tools that will remove them, heal them and remove them. And then if you incorporate them into your daily routine, it stops them building up.
Love it.
So I can tell you a few little things that I do, and I'll give you an example of how it's worked. So at the moment, it's all about bringing the light within. As we're coming into Yule, well, we basically are in Yule now, bringing that light within. What I do is I kind of like chase the sun. So if I see the sun shining, I'll quickly go out in the garden, wherever it is, and I just get my hands like this. I'll do it small so you can see in the camera. And then I literally just bring it into my heart and just feel that sun, and then visualize it coming in through my crown chakra, and visualize it flooding into every muscle, every bone, every cell of my body. And just doing that a couple of times is enough to release the stuff that's happened since yesterday, to get it going. And the other thing you can do is a bit of qigong or a little bit of circling or moving. Another really lovely one is just a self hug, and then to just gently rock. And obviously doing, you know, box breaths helps, you know, just slow breaths in and out. You don't need to count them. You don't need to, none of this needs to be measured or, you know, counted. It's just how your body feels. So just, I mean, like babies love being rocked. And weirdly, I don't know if you've ever had it where you're carrying a bag or something and then you start rocking the bag because you're remembering when you're carrying a heavy baby. I start doing that sometimes. I think, what are you doing? But there is that is, your body is enjoying. See, I'm doing it now. Your body's enjoying that sensation of rocking, and it's enabling you to land back within yourself. So the biggest test, I suppose, the biggest way that I knew that this absolutely worked, it was quite traumatic. It was last March, and I was at a local sacred site. I do a little gathering there, and it was so full of dog muck. I said to my husband, we're going to need to go and walk the dogs back up there later. And we did. We picked up about 46 bags of unbagged dog poo. And then there were lots of these people who came, and it's a sad story. My little dog, a little chihuahua, got scared and ran off. Yeah, and the worst did happen. The worst did happen. And I could feel myself the next day going into this spiral. And I felt like I was drowning and I was being sucked under. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do? Because I've had depression before, I've had anxiety before. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do? But because I do my somatic practices every day, my body just remembered. And so instead of doing it like 2 or 3 times a day, I was doing it 5 or 6 times a day and bringing in the golden grid of light, which is something that I work with. And I brought in all my tools. I'm not kidding you. By the next day, I was able to give a reading. And by the next day, I was able to run a group.
Oh, Sally.
And it processed. And obviously, it's horrendous and it's heartbreaking. But whenever I feel that little switch, I start bringing it back in. And that honestly got me through.
Wow.
And that's what made me realize, oh, my life, this is powerful. And that's when I really decided I have got to let people know that I've learned this, that I've trained to do this, because it is so simple and so powerful. Now, bringing the light in, right? So in the morning, I boil the kettle, have a coffee. In the 3 minutes it's taking to boil coffee, that's the only time I use to do it. 3 minutes. So if just 3 minutes a day can do that, it just shows how powerful it is.
Well, absolutely. There's so much I could say, even just about the sun. When you talk about the sun, you know, we're told to wear sunglasses, but actually our eyes need to see the sun.
We do.
Absolutely do. Because it's feeding us with vitamin D, but
yes.
You also gain nutrients and everything from it.
Absolutely.
So yeah. What else was I going to say to you about that? Oh, it come back to me. But yeah, there's so much in all what you've just said. And
Yeah.
it just made me realise as well, absolutely fortunate, you know, it was only an hour and a half for me yesterday, and that we did find him.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, we're so lucky.
I mean, but Elsa had been going skittish. She was 10 and she was a Chihuahua, and they're always nuts anyway, aren't they, Chihuahuas? And they really are. They're my least empathetic dog. And she had been going a little bit senile and that kind of thing. So it was her time. It was her
Okay.
time. She
And
wasn't.
you would have communicated with her since as well, surely.
Yes. So I'm not callous, and it was very traumatic, but it makes sense that she had to go, and you know, everything was as it should be, you
Yeah.
know. So I'm not gonna. Yeah, I think that's quite useful when something big happens to help make sense of it like that.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Mm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
there's so much. I mean, on the day that we're doing in February,
Oh,
even though I'll be bringing Ho'oponopono
mm,
into it, you know, but within Ho'oponopono, the main practice, and the same with A Course in Miracles, is very much around forgiveness.
yes.
And so I think you said to me to talk more about forgiveness, because you know,
Yes.
when I did the happiness course with Robert Holden, he said there's 3 keys to happiness, and one of the keys is forgiveness. And I had no concept of that at all. I had no understanding at that time, you know, 15 years ago now, what forgiveness meant or what an impact it could have.
Mm,
And my goodness, once you start to realize,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, it changes your whole life to
It
understand.
really does, and it's not just forgiving others; it's forgiving
Oh,
ourselves.
absolutely.
And I think we are our hardest, strongest critic.
Critic. Yeah.
And if
And
we can
that,
get, yeah, go
sorry,
on.
yeah. And
No,
that
you do.
ties in with self-love, of course, you know,
Absolutely.
and to forgive is self-love,
Yes.
because we're doing the best we can with what we know.
Yes.
Always.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it when we chat because we always like our energies just dovetail in. I love this. Yeah, I mean that's exactly what it's about, isn't it? And I think the name Bloom Within is quite a nice title, because what we're doing is we're bringing in that light, we're bringing in that anchoring within ourselves, and we're also removing all the programming that starts when we're really young.
Oh,
um
absolutely.
you know, particularly women, you know, being polite, being people pleasers, um not having our own sense of worth. Our sense of worth comes from others' opinions of us, and all of that stuff. And it's about gently getting ourselves back to who we were when we signed up for this. We signed up for this wonderful world, and going on. I've been able. It's like a reset to be able to go on our true path again. The path that we were down to fulfill,
Yeah,
but doing it
absolutely.
in a really gentle, heart opening way. And that's the thing about being trauma informed. You don't have to relive or remember the traumas. You have to acknowledge how they make you feel, work with that, and then heal and move on. You don't have to re-trigger yourself or remember it. And you might have feelings that come up that you don't know where they come from, and
Mhm.
that's fine. You don't even need to analyze them. Just accept them, accept how you're feeling, acknowledge it, and then there's systems in place to help heal and move on. And it's going to be magical, and it's going to be powerful. It's going to be a powerful day.
Without a doubt. And then to have that gentle, you know, after lunch, or I think we're going to do 2
I think we
sections
are,
where
aren't we?
Andrea's doing the singing bowls, and
Yes.
how good that those particular sounds are for your body, because of
Yes.
the amount of water that's in our bodies and how much water loves those particular sounds.
Yes.
So that's
And
a real nurturing.
it is, because and Andrea is so intuitive. Oh, I hope she's watching and she can hear us saying this. But she's so intuitive. She automatically knows what bowl to play, and I was blown away when I heard her on your Ho'oponopono day.
Was marvelous. It really I
Mm,
mean, it was unexpected because it wasn't, I think it was only a couple of days or something before, and Andrea
yeah,
suggested that, and I thought, "Oh, how amazing," because you're always a bit tired after lunch, aren't
yeah,
you? Um, you know, we're only saying bring a light lunch, but yeah. So it was just the perfect time.
Yeah.
And then she also went round and individually did the
Yes.
singing bowls on our backs as well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think it gives the opportunity to embed what we've been doing in the morning as well. I think
Yes.
that's nice too. It lets it all like marinade, you know.
Yes.
That's like the perfect recipe, really, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very, very exciting to be doing that.
Mm.
Um, so much we could talk about because like everything we say, it just floats on into something
It
else.
does. Did you want me to talk through some, because I know we're doing this February the 21st, but did you want me to talk through some things that people can do between now and Christmas to help
Yeah.
bring that light within? Because I'm kind of, the theme that's coming through in readings and in my channeling is about bringing that Christos light in, bringing the light within. And Yule is all about bringing the light in. Before we had got Christmas trees and everything like that, we'd have had a Yule log, and it wouldn't have been a chocolate kind, although they are very nice. That was how it all started. And it's finding ways to support yourself, particularly now at the beginning of the month, so that we can bring that light within, we can become anchored and calm in our own presence. And the way Spirit brought it through to me was that what we want it to be, like we're on a little sailboat going across the sea, and there's an undertow, but we won't get dragged down into it because we are nourishing and feeding ourselves, bringing in the light and bringing in these supportive practices. So I've got a whole list, sorry Jackie.
Oh, great. That's great. You carry on.
So first of all, the spiritual practices like meditation, because they can help bring in the energy. You can visualize, like I said earlier, I work with something that Mary Magdalene gave me called the golden grid of light, which I will be teaching people on the day on the 21st. And it's the idea that we have a golden quantum field that surrounds the whole cosmos and the universe. And you can use it to communicate with ascended masters. It holds Akashic records. People use it in healing. And people have different names for it, and you can draw that golden energy in through your crown chakra. And when we do it on the 21st, you will feel it. You'll feel this beautiful golden energy warming you up from the inside out. So you can start with bringing in the sun in now, coming up to that date. But then, as well as doing things like meditation and bringing in the golden grid, we need physical ways of anchoring in that light. So it's enabling it to embed and enmesh in your body. So there are what I try to do is make a list of all the practices that I do. So the first one is long warm baths. Another one is having a cup of tea in your favourite mug, because there's something joyful about that, you know.
Oh,
Oh, yay! Perfect. Bringing the light within, if you have a wood burner, that's lovely, or if not, bringing in the candles. Chasing the sun, and then the supportive practices you could do, like crochet, now, or knitting or something like that. So I'm crocheting this dragon belly blanket it's called. I don't count any stitches. I just crochet one way on the front and then a different way on the back. I've been crocheting this blanket for 7 years, and I only bring it out on the summer holidays when I'm in my caravan and at Christmas. And I don't care. And every time my stepmom goes, "Oh, you haven't got very far, have you? You've only done 4 rows." And so I say, "I don't. Look, that's not the point of it. The point is the journey, not the end result." And it's just lovely not to have to count. I just crochet and watch TV, or crochet and listen to a podcast, and there's just a joy in it. It's about the journey, not the end result. And it doesn't have to be measurable, you know. I'm going to say something that people might think I'm a bit sad, but jigsaws. If you want to do, like, embrace your inner
yes.
geek.
Honestly,
Jigsaws.
they're marvelous.
I love them. Oh my god! If I'd said like 5 years ago to Sally 5 years ago, you're going to enjoy jigsaws and crochets, I would have laughed. But now I love it. I think 50. That was it. When I hit 50, I was like, yes, I can embrace this.
It is years since I've done one, but it absolutely so I'll just tell you quickly,
Yeah.
paint by numbers. That's what I love.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But I need a magnifying glass because there's such tiny numbers and it's taken such a long time. But when I get to the end, I will show it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, that's lovely. And one day, in fact, I will never probably finish my dragon blanket scarf, but one day, if we ever do another one of these, I'll show people it because it's only that long. But I am so happy with it, and I don't care.
Brilliant.
And there's other things you can do, like bring in the light with sunshine crystals like lemon calcite. There's something joyful about lemon calcite. I should have got one ready to show you, but it looks like lemon drops. And that beautiful sunshine energy. And then there's other things you can do, like scented oils, and just have a blanket. I've got a blanket that I bring out just for Christmas with like little deer and moons and stars, and it comes out now and it will go away mid-January. And it's just a joy of sitting with a blanket with your dogs or your cats or whatever while you watch TV and doing those practices. It's letting your, like, it was really to do your vagus nerve, and it's letting your emotional self know that you are secure and that you are held and that you are supported. And by doing that, you're ending up building resilience, so that when stuff happens outside your bubble, which that's the other thing, you know, if any of you've watched Wicked with Glinda in the bubble, your bubble needs to be Glinda sized. So, you know, and like even with a button that you press like she does and travels with it. So if you have a Glinda sized bubble, nothing is gonna, once you have got your central column, once you have got, you're burning this candle within you, nothing is going to permeate your bubble, and you will just be able to float along. And then if you're getting these practices in early, like now, when we get into the 20th, 21st, 22nd, and things start to get a little bit crazy, the craziness isn't going to affect you as much. And then even on Christmas Day, I say that the dogs need more walks. I'm just going to go walk the dogs, but really what I'm doing is I'm going out, bringing the sunlight in. I'm bringing energy into my heart. I'm doing the rocking. I'm doing the things while I'm out and about, even on Christmas Day, just to re-energize me, ready to go back into the onslaught of my father-in-law and everything else that's going on. You know how we have
Brilliant. Really, that is self-care,
to be. Yeah,
self-love. It honestly is. Yeah, we need to do that. And
we
that's
do.
what that day is about. Bloom from within, because everyone
Yes.
says, oh, you've got to go within. For years, I didn't understand really what that
No.
meant, or understand what it meant. But
Yeah.
what you've just talked about is the inner child. You're actually
Yes.
making the inner child feel secure and
Yes.
safe and loved.
Yes.
Mm.
Through really simple things. On the course, the other people were yoga teachers, and so they do it in big yoga-y ways. But I've found like little ways and easy ways, because I don't have time to go off and do sessions of yoga or this, that, and the other. All the things I've suggested take minutes or seconds, and it really it doesn't take much to be able to start that pattern. Just start small. You know, when you drink your coffee in the morning or your tea, you know, look out of the window and look at the birds while you drink your tea. It's just bringing them in real small ways, because in our patriarchal world, they glamorize the hustle and they glamorize productivity and the end result, and they expect us to be able to have the same output in the winter that we would in the summer when the days are longer. But the earth's designed, nature's designed to go and have a rest in the winter, and to go within, ready to grow the roots and shoots, ready for spring. And now with the modern society and electricity and lights and companies that, you know, want their money's worth from us, those things can be taken from us, but we can bring them back in really small ways. And once you start, and your body loves that feeling of just resting and feeling calm, and your inner child feels happy and secure, you'll be drawn to doing it more and more.
I mean, it's a constant bombardment if you
Yeah,
allow that to be. So
yeah,
to come back to yourself is everything, to
it is.
realise. And that is, you know, I saw a bit about the mother wound.
Oh goodness, yes.
Yeah, and that was quite interesting because I guess, you know, you want to be the perfect mum when you have a child. And so my way of that was to be overprotective and over loving. And that still gives a mother wound to the child, because then that's how they go forward into expecting to be looked after, loved, protected, you know, so they need to find to set
Yeah,
boundaries for themselves. You
yeah,
know, you think you're doing the very best. And again, you do the best you can with what you know. But, you know, if you're detached and not emotionally involved with the child, then that's what the child takes forward. And
yeah.
then we have to learn how to heal our own mother wound.
Yes.
It's, yeah, massive, isn't it? There's
That's a
so
whole
much.
that's a whole other day. That's another day for us to do, healing the mother
Yeah.
wound.
But with the practices that we'll be talking about anyway, everything like that will help.
It does. Yeah, it really does, and ancestrally as well. And it helps heal our lineage.
Yes.
But I got a really interesting thing through the other day when I was channeling, that for those of us that are on our spiritual path and we're talking about things like this, most of our ancestral stuff has been healed
Yes.
because we've been working on it so much in different ways. Even by stealth, we haven't fully realized that that's what we're doing, but by talking about these sorts of things, by self-love, by meditating, by eating a high vibrational diet, and all the sorts of things we talk about in our communities, that work is basically done. And now what we're working on is healing our inner child and the mother wound and the things that are present in us. And what they also said was really, I thought was really lovely, is that you visualize it as a spiral. So we start by doing all the work on ourselves at the bottom of the spiral. And then when we move up the spiral, we'll meet other things on that journey up that trigger us. But the trigger is lesser because we've done the work at the bottom. So instead of taking like 5 days to process, or you'll move up and go, oh yeah, do you know what? A year ago, that would have really triggered me and I'd have been in downward spiral. But look, I know what's happening. I've got my tools. I know what to do. 20 minutes, half an hour, you've sorted it in your own head and you're ready to carry on the spiral. And that's how it works. And the idea is that when you get to the top of the spiral, you're raising in vibration, you're connecting, you're going from 3D to 4D to 5D, or however it works. And you're becoming, a carrier of the light. And then when a number of us are carrying this light, which a lot of us are already, we are changing the vibration of the earth, ready to bring in the new earth, which we are already in. We're stepping in and out of when we meditate. And the whole thing is just phenomenal. I could go on. I've got to stop talking. I could go on for hours about this.
Wow, you've just reminded me of the post that I put up this morning
Oh,
from
nice.
lovely Nicole McKendu. I will just read it because this is so perfect in what we've been talking about,
Oh,
Sally.
yes, please.
We were between worlds for a very long time, for years, in fact, which is a long time for a frequency to be held by the collective. 1 foot where we are and 1 foot where we would like to be. Holding that vision for a better life, a life filled with love and laughter, 1 foot in the complex matrix of programs and indoctrinations. Now we have shifted again and we are between the between, the pools within the void whereby we are being asked to stop questioning, stop the thinking, drop into our heart, into your body and feel, just be. It is the ultimate test of faith. Can you do absolutely nothing and place all of your attention and energy on yourself? Keep in mind, soul contracts are in play, as always, and it is not being selfish when protecting your energy. Look out for distractions, complete tasks which have to be met quickly and quietly, but then come back to yourself. No thoughts, just be. Can you do that? Stop the internal infernal racket, that mind-muttering monkey chatter? Can you go forward without knowing the next step? God is preparing the feast, setting the table, putting the place cards in front of empty chairs. You don't want to miss the ringing of the bell, do you? Quietly, quietly, gently, gently. Such peace here. Nothing to do but love.
Oh my gosh. That encapsulates everything we've been talking about, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that just come to me because of what we've
Yeah.
been saying.
Oh,
I shared that because I just thought that was so perfect.
yes.
Drop in the heart.
Yes. And we're human beings, not human doings.
Yes.
Allowing
Yes.
ourselves to just be.
Oh.
And there's power in the pause, isn't there?
Well, and then I often remember that story where I was on the happiness course, and we had been told, well, asked to write 100 words for joy, for love, for, you know, all the joyful words, so that we're not getting negative words going through our minds, but we're thinking of every word that could mean, you know, harmony, balance, peace, love. You know, so I got to 85 and I thought I was doing so well in the hour that we were given, if we wanted to do that. But the girl next to me, she just wrote the word B-E, but big capital B-E, and she coloured the B in and she'd left the E blank. And I thought, well, what's she going to say? Like, I had to do what I'd been told because I was such a good girl, you know, like at school, stupid. Well, not that that's stupid, but that's what I felt, you know. And I was thinking, oh, what she, you know, what will they say when she's only written B? This is how I've grown since in those 15 years, I think. But anyway, and he got to the girl next to me. She was a contentment coach, and she said, I've only written the word B because that's what, so she was 15 years forward. She said, that's where we need to be. But I've already coloured in my first half of my life to now is I've coloured in because I've already done that. But the E is left blank because I've still got to colour that in. Like, and there's no goal. There's no, it was such a brilliant example to me. To be.
Yes. I get it. That's, yeah.
It was really perfect.
Yes.
Another thing that keeps coming into my mind, and I will just mention, have you heard of the 3-Eye Atlas?
Yes, actually, yes. So my guide has been coming through and telling me bits and bobs. So I'm happy to share. If I'd known that this was going to come up, I would have. My notes are in the house. So I'm happy to share what. Or did you want to share first with what you were going to say, and then?
Well, only the 19th of December and all the days leading up to it is just so important at the moment. But again, I think it keeps coming into my mind because you're talking about the sun so much. And it will be the closest to the sun on the 19th of December. And at that time, the rays that we'll get from that, it's downloading, it's upgrading us, it's
Yeah.
Is that what you sort of got?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And when I was talking about bringing the light within, that's why they're here. That's why, because it is literally going to be coming in through our crown chakra, and it's going to be upgrading us on a cellular level, which is phenomenal. Yeah, and it basically, it was the energy of pure love. That's what they taught. I wish I could go and get it, but yeah, I'm trying to remember exactly what I channeled through. It was the energy of pure love. It was here to raise the vibration of the earth. They're here to help.
Yes.
And but my guide was very careful to say, because I channeled this guide called B, and he called the planet he lives on is he's actually a they, is a Hycean planet called the Golden Waters of Light. And NASA, when I'd started channeling him, NASA, B said, look it up. and I said, I can't find your planet. He said, look up K2 to 18, which I did, and the planet is Kepler 2 to 18b, and it's a Hycean planet. And so NASA put that in the public domain a few weeks after I'd been channeling and working with them. And so I've been getting information from them, and they said, yes, that energy is coming through, but don't go thinking, oh, they're just going to activate me and I've got to do nothing. It's for those people that are already working on themselves, they're already raising their vibration, and they are ready. And he showed me a bit like when Yeshua talked about the parable of some seeds landed on rocky ground and didn't grow. It's only going to go for those who are ready for this. So he was quite careful to explain that, you know, people talk about starships that are around our earth and we're waiting for them to come and save us. We have to save ourselves by raising our vibration. Absolutely. Then they will help. And this is the first wave of many coming through, and as our vibrations raise, we are like after the 19th of December, those people who couldn't see star family and that kind of thing before, you're going to have more chance of being doing that, because your third eye is more awake and you're more open to it. And because this light is coming from like a star family source, it's activating, we are built on stars, and it is activating those parts within us to enable us to draw in more.
I can feel the excitement from you in just.
I know. I'm just like
that. Honestly, that's amazing, because I also heard it's called the 3-Eye Atlas.
Right.
But I've also heard someone say it's called the 3rd Eye Atlas.
Oh my God, that makes perfect sense. Yes.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's activating our third eye.
Oh my God, that mirrors. Oh my God, I'm getting so excited here. It mirrors exactly what I've been getting through.
Yeah, perfect. So how exciting. Just to be aware of that, and just to know that, you know, and building up even now, you know, building up to that day, because it's close now anyway, but it'd be closest to the sun on the 19th, apparently, you know. So and it's wow, is it a comet?
So, okay, I'm going to be quite honest, I have not read anything on this. I just get the information from my guides and I don't read around. So I might be way off beam with this, but what I got through is they're saying it's a comet, but really it's a starship.
Yes.
Very, that's what people are saying. I don't know.
Exactly, very interlinked, I think. But just that it's it's very good for us anyway.
They are so high vibration, but what the amazing thing is that it's connecting with the bits in us already, because as I said, we're made of stars, and so that's the bit that it's building on. And when we talk about moving our DNA to a crystalline grid, that is what they're starting to do, because we already have the building blocks, like the Lego bricks, inside us, and then that's what they're going to start working with. And in fact, they already are, as we know. Star family have been with us for, well, forever.
Absolutely. You know, because like I mean, I can't pretend to understand this, but we're carbon based.
Yes.
But we're moving to crystalline.
Yes. And
so like the thought of crystalline away from carbon feels really lovely.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I'm not very sciencey, so I don't really, I just go with what I'm given, and I'm not given that much sciencey stuff, probably because they know I can't understand, you know, there's no point, because I'll repeat it and not know what I'm talking about. So I work with this thing called the golden grid of light, which I spoke about earlier, and there is this golden energy in every cell of our body, and 3-Eye Atlas is helping energize it in every cell of our body. And when we went to the Veda Austin talk, she showed pictures of red blood cells with this golden glowy liquid, and I believe that is the bit of stars, the bit of the golden grid that is in our body, and that is the bit that's kind of growing and being fed by 3-Eye Atlas and other high vibrational beings.
So exciting, really. That is, you know, like the higher we can keep on our vibration, with the thoughts around that, and the thoughts for ourselves, and looking after ourselves, and the water within us, and
but it all stems really on a basic level from these things we've talked about this evening. It stems from those very small steps. It does. I don't want people to think, oh my gosh, I've got to meditate every day. I've got to, no, you don't. It's just little acts of self-care that build within us gradually.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Honestly, very exciting times.
It really is.
On the 12th of December 2012, every heart in the world was activated. So, and that goes to, well, that was the heart activation, but a lot wouldn't even know that. But regardless whether you know it or not, your heart was opened, activated. Yeah. And then we've built on that since, not even realizing it. And so what Tim Wilde says is this 20 years from the 20th of December 2012 to the 20th of December 2032, we're doing what took probably 200 years before. We're doing it in 20 years. It's never been done on Earth before to get to the golden era, to get to the higher vibration. If you want that, so it's up to you to do the work on yourself and to really love and care for yourself.
Yeah. See, I wonder whether that work started with like Mary Magdalene and Yeshua, because they were all about bringing in the golden light, raising the vibration, eating organic food, and they did light magic, and they did different activities to really raise their vibration, like conception. They conceived children, light conceived. And I wonder whether that quest to raise our vibrations, to connect to God and future, started way back then, because they knew that this was going to be on the cards and this was going to come, and they understood that you need divine feminine and masculine in balance, which is now what we're moving into with the age of Aquarius.
Yes. Yeah, the age of Aquarius. Thank you for doing this talk with me, Sally. Like, I just wanted to, because we're just so excited about that day. I hope, anyone listening, you're very welcome. I'll put the link underneath for our day together. It's in the most beautiful location, Emery Down in Bank, which is near Lyndhurst. Lovely little, it's intimate, 30 people would be like ideal.
Yes.
I don't really want any more than that. And so it will be an absolute wonderful day.
Yeah, it really will. And I remember last time I did something there were deer you could see through the window.
Yeah,
it's really
beautiful. It's just surrounded. It's very lovely. That's all explained anyway if you do book on, how to get there in the park and etc.
And we've got an early bird, haven't we?
Early bird, is that till the 1st of January or like the last day of December?
The last day of December, I think.
Yeah. And that's £66, but you can pay a deposit of 33 to hold your place, which holds it at 66, or 77 after that date. Yeah.
So I mean, I just can't wait, because I think it's a powerful high vibrational offering. And what I like about it is that all three of us are high vibrational. We're good at what we do. We know our stuff, and we're all experienced and are going to be holding a really safe space. And I think that I think that counts for a lot. Sometimes when you see what's going on in the world, sometimes that's what's needed, isn't it?
Without a doubt. Yeah. Thank you, Sally.
Oh, thank you.
We can always do another little talk before if you want.
I'm happy to jump on anytime.
Lovely. And we'll have the details about what you've written, channeled about the 3i Atlas.
I'll write myself a note, actually. Actually, I'm going to do that.
Okay, lots of love. Thank you, anyone that's watching, and I'll put this on YouTube later. It only stays on Facebook now for 30 days if you video live. So yeah, go to YouTube. Lots of love.
Take care, lovelies. Bye.
Bye.